power and wealth in the mind or in the structure of racism, this current structure that we have around the globe, it is made sure that the power, the wealth must first go to the white man. And that is what they establish. The unfortunate thing is that the Africans are there debating it, fighting it, instead of them to study it and position well. They're debating it. So when Africa goes to, let's say, these institutions that give debt, no, it's been established that you must not have access to wealth and power. You must not have access to wealth and power. So they will say that, oh, when Ghana goes there, they give them 15%. They must make the road so frustrating for you because you are not like them. It's based on skin color. It's based on race. And it's an economic tool. You have to understand that. It's an economic tool. Anything that will raise you to become powerful, giant, who have control over their own resources. That racism, which is a structure, has been established to make sure that you don't go there easily. It does not mean that it cannot be done, but you cannot be ignorant of this. Once you're ignorant of it, then you say that, oh, it's not true. And yet when you look at your results, you see, and then you will say that, oh, it's because the black man is very unintelligent, The people who refuse to understand this one, racism as an economic tool, structure based on race, they are the ones trying to say that, oh, it's because our ancestors were worshipping demons. It's because the African is cursed. It's because the Africans are not intelligent. It's because the Africans are corrupt. Because the Africans are backward. Those who don't understand this system. Because almost everything that you see, from religion to everywhere, look at the global religious institutions. Who lead them? Because they represent power. And anywhere that you see power, they must be there, not you. So look at academia, it is there. Look at business, top corporations is there. Look at great funding institutions. Who are the ones that must have access to them? It is the European. That is how they establish it. It's an economic tool, it's an economic conduit that they have used to dominate, particularly dark-skinned people. So if you don't study this, you will debate, you will fight, you will say all kind of things. It's just because you're ignorant. It's just because you're ignorant. And many Africans are ignorant of this structure. So when you say racism, some Africans even compare it to tribalism. In Ghana, if you want to become president, nobody prevents you from becoming president. You can be any tribe. If you want any job, nobody will prevent you from accessing that. So nothing prevents any tribe in Ghana from accessing power and wealth. Now, when you talk of racism, in this structure, something has been set to make sure that only the European would have access to power and wealth. To have access to power and wealth. So when you talk of tribalism and you are here shouting, the same is because you are talking of racism as a prejudice, That's fine. People can be prejudiced. But when we are talking of economic empowerment, domination, access to power, great decision making, that is a whole different ballgame. And that is how you have to understand racism. Because they know that with the real freedom is economic freedom. Any group of people can only be free when they have economic freedom. And that structure that has been set, which we call racism, is a system to make sure that you are prevented from having majority. You as a people are prevented from having access to this power and this wealth as a group. And so the way you've been educated, the systems that have been set in place for commerce, for movement, access to technology, access to funds. If you look like me, you have to do extra for you to have access. If you want to set a manufacturing plant and you are in America, for instance, and you are a black person, you have to do extra. If you want access to $2 billion, fund, if you're white, it's different. If you're black, it's very easy. Even in education, the way you've been taught right from the primary level, the content that you've been given, that will build you up and make you fight. You will see that yours have been saved. You will fight it, you will debate it, you will challenge it. That's why you said that, oh, when I go to school in Germany, I come back, I'll be successful. You have gone there and you have come back, you are still struggling because you don't know that the route to wealth creation is beyond what they taught you in that school. So you have to understand this, study it. I chanced upon this about 20 years ago when somebody actually defined it for me. Because there were so many things that were fusing in my head. I couldn't understand why the world was like that. And beyond that definition, then I started to study it. I said that, yes, it was true. If you travel with Ghanaian passport and somebody else travels with another passport, why are they treated better than you? Why are they treated better than you? Have you asked yourself? Is it because your country is poor? And who had to even set that passport? Why was that set? Why was that brought? Why was it put in place in the first place? And who were those who spearheaded this? Who? Did they look like you or did they look like somebody else? And so for the last 100 years, 200 years, 300 years, many of the things that you see, many of the laws that you live with, many of the regulations, many of the things that we deal with now, the people who set these things, they set them because many of them believed that they, white people, Europeans, American white, all these, they deserve the best of this world. So if it has to do with prosperity, it had to come to them. If it had to be power, it had to come to them. Everybody else didn't have to have access to that power. So look at it, study it. If you're a young man, your greatness is actually linked to your understanding of this. If you're looking for food, we have people with different burdens of life. If your burden is just to feed yourself, this is not for you. If your burden is to see if the burden of your people, the prosperity of Africa, the development of Africa, the greatness of your people is of concern to you, then you cannot grow so far this. You must study it. But if you're looking for visa for your family, you're looking to go to, you're looking at traveling to America to have a job and get your salary and just buy your car and your house and live your calm life, this is not for you. We have a lot of Africans who think like that. But we are looking for the liberators, those who want Africa to prosper.